Hey, everybody, it's the coach. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Up next, we've got what should be a great matchup between the New England Patriots and the Carolina Panthers. I'll be back with you again with scores around the league at halftime. But kickoff right around the corner. And standing by to call the action, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, thank you. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is in uptown Charlotte, North Carolina at Bank of America Stadium. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the New England Patriots and the Carolina Panthers. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden. And, Charles, we look at this Panther ball club as they interplay here. They come in on a pretty good roll here, winners of 3 straight.
And last weekend, they pulled one out in a very low-scoring affair. It was all about their defense.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Patriots, the streak continues, doesn't it? They come in here a perfect 11-0. The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13. This will be fielded at the 6. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. So here are the Panthers now for their opening drive. They're led out by their big-bodied electric quarterback, Cam Newton.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
First carry for Christian McCaffrey, and he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. And the big boys up front in the trenches. What do you think of the O-line, Charles?
I love them because this is a group that's so cohesive. They know what the man next to them is going to do at all times, and they operate as a terrific unit.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Let's go, tackle. Let's go. We got this. We got this.
Newton going to hand it off to McCaffrey. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. Throwing is Newton. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
I think you put just a little bit too much heat on that one. When you throw it to the outside, you do have to be careful because you got to keep it away from the defender, but you also have to give your own guy a chance too.
So on 4th down, kicking it away here, Michael Pilardi. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. So here come the Patriots to take over on offense. They'll be led out by their quarterback at 6'2" out of Auburn. It's Jarrett Stidham. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. They'll run for the first time with Sony Michel. There he goes left side. And all the way in. Touchdown, New England. Sony Michel becoming just the 2nd player with 30 touchdowns in a single year as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter.
Brandon, my man, just one sentence for that one. Clinic.
And that's what they've done. They lead the league in points per game this season, but it's been quick strikeability as we saw on that drive.
I think they're actually intimidating defenses because they're back on their heels right away, wondering where it's going to come from, how they're going to hit them. This group is well organized, well coached, and extremely confident in what they do.
Gostkowski the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. So they hit pay dirt on just one play. The long run, the scamper, and a very nice scamper into the end zone for the touchdown. Gostkowski now after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. This will be taken very short.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
Carolina getting set to take the field. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
And throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Defensively, here are the starters for New England. They really played well in that win last week against Miami.
The best defenses I know, they draw lines in the sand and say you're not going to cross that. For most of them, it's 100 yards of total offense. They didn't quite accomplish that, but still a pretty darn good game last week. Just over 100 yards of total offense given up.
From the 21, it's 2nd and 10.
Check curls, check curls, check curls.
Throwing again. Newton toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. The intended receiver there, Ian Thomas, and that'll make it 3rd down. And this pass defense, they were sensational in the win last week, and they're looking good here so far in this first quarter.
You know, we often talk about how offenses get locked in, and that runs over multiple games where they're really, in that zone. Defenses can be the exact same way, and I think we're seeing an example of it here.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on 3rd.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on 3rd down conversions to start this thing. Pilardi now on the punt as he sends this one away. That's taken on the 25. A tremendous return there, 39 yards. And the Patriots will have great starting position as they take over 1st and 10. Offense marching back onto the field, and our focus shifts here to Sony Michel. Last week, a strong showing, up over 100, also 2 trips to the end zone.
It's the kind of week that if you said, listen, I'll let you have this type of a game each and every week, you'd sign up for it. You wouldn't try and get too greedy. But let's face it, good runners always want to be a little bit more greedy at the end, try and squeeze out every last yard. He's going to try and duplicate that and exceed it in this game.
And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. 33 yards that time.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain.
Ready. 10 Lobo.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is in. Touchdown, New England. James White, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Patriots, they add on to their lead. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
Extra point try for Gostkowski. And it's good to make it 14-0. Hardly any time taken off the clock there. 2 plays, and they find the end zone for 6 points. Gostkowski now after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. This will be taken short. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. On 2nd down, McCaffrey. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
Throwing on 3rd down, Newton. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by J.C. Jackson. And he will score. Touchdown, Patriots.
A pick 6 for you. Yeah.
And remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
Shows that they set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but the ball's in the air. They treat it like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
The point after try for Gostkowski. It's good, and before you know it, it's 21-0. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. This will be taken very short. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Here are the Panthers now as their offense comes back out onto the field. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. And never good on a pass completion there to go the wrong way, lost yardage.
No, for some reason it seems to work better when you throw it downfield or you can move the ball downfield running it that way, doesn't it? But in this case, if you're the defensive guys, you're energized, executed well, and you caused a lost yardage play. That's going to feel good and look great in film.
On 3rd down, Newton. And that will be incomplete.
Well, it's looking like another 3-and-out.
In the first inning, see where I'm at. 21. So 3 touchdowns. So see if I can get 4 by the end of the first quarter. Uh, 39 punt return, 1 first down, 33 passing, 63 rushing, 96 total offense. And I got the ball in less time. So they're gonna probably beat me with possession time. And kick returns, because I don't get kick returns. I only get punt returns. That's why my punt returns are high, and they ain't got none. What's up, Mile High? Michael Franco? Yeah, good to see you. Yeah. So yeah, they're gonna end up taking me most likely on possession of time, unless I juke them with all running plays in the last quarter, fourth quarter. But yeah, no, I need to get 150 yards without a turnover, and 150 yards and no turnovers.
Out here, and at some point, got to be able to put together a drive to keep your defense from having to go right back out on the field. I feel like things are starting to unravel a little bit, and we're not even at halftime.
Mile High's going for the Panthers. It's supposed to be on my team.
Here's Michael Pilardi now as he's on to punt for Carolina. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. And he'll take this in at the 1-yard line. Great blocking on the return. It springs him for 25. And the Patriots take over.
That's awesome, Michael Frankel.
Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
Hey, Tucson.
You think you got 15 seconds left. You think you gonna get this?
Get it.
The drive starts with a run by White. Sua Craven's up to make the stop. Now let's give you a look here at the New England offense.
I love the versatility of Marcus Cannon. He can play guard. He can play tackle. I think his footwork has really improved during his time in the NFL. He has one of the better backstories that you're going to get. This is a guy who was diagnosed with cancer, has beaten that, and now is one of the better players in the NFL.
Watch the pass.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Michel. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 22 yards there, a first down. So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 47. 21-0 our score after 1.
Yeah, I had a new video come out tonight.
Ready to break.
Check,
Watch 54. Watch 54.
Back to back.
That's
For
trash.
years, I was
That's
able to
trash.
make it to go something came out.
Stidham now off the bootleg. Philip Dorsett hauls it in. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
That will be out soon. So, yeah, so I think I'll just let this one go for a little bit.
First down, here's White. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
Come on, set. 60 outlaw. I got one.
Trying to pound it in here with Michel. And he's in for the score. And his spectacular season continues as he ties the NFL touchdown record.
He is phenomenal.
And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. I can get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
Funny watching the giant lobster come out at halftime and jump in a giant pot of hot water. You should do that, but you should do it the Panthers, like, you do it along like football terms. See if you can do it with like a football thing.
Gostkowski for the point after.
That would be cool if you were to make it like a football thing.
It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. That time a 6-play drive, and it was Sony Michel's touchdown scamper that polished the drive off.
We did have to do the mention lobster at this point in time. Now you made me want one. I love my lobster. I love my lobsters, and you just made me want one. Goddamn you! You're fired. You're rehired in 5 minutes. You're fired and rehired in 5 minutes. You're banned for 5 minutes. No, I'm just kidding. How you doing, Mr. Michael Franco, the Truth Spitzer? I'll be right back. But how you doing, brother? So I already got the 150 that I need. Now I just need to get 400 more, and I just need to keep them. No, I have to keep Carolina to 150 yards, and they're at 62. Damn. I need to push them back. That's what it was. I need to I need to keep Carolina at 150 yards or less, plus no takedowns or turnovers, however you want to put it. I labeled it wrong. That's my fault. Yes, I make a list when I play this game, so I know what I have to do per game, and that's half the reason why I got good at the game, is because I was trying to do the goals, and that came with like learning how to play the game. And yes, like I do practicing, and I played all the practicing. You gotta. Speaking of, I still got more I gotta do so I can upgrade my team and shit. I love playing this game. When I'm angry, I come and play this, and I take it out on other people. But I wanna
Gostkowski now after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
Here we go.
There's DJ Moore as he and the rest of the offense head back out there. Looking down at the stats here, realizing he has no catches. They've targeted him twice, but no catches. So how do they get him more involved, Charles?
You make sure he touches it on routes that he likes to run, maybe even run a reverse or some type of a jet sweep so he gets his hands on the ball and get him active and involved in the game. You just try and find ways to get him going, and it doesn't have to be something that's big downfield.
Maybe kind of like in basketball, just a shooter seeing the ball go through, you get him a rep, get him more comfortable.
Yeah, I agree with that totally. Maybe set that solid screen and give him an easy look.
Well, to this point, no catches. From the 31, Newton. He gets it to Thomas. They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on second down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
21 yards. Well done on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Offense marching back onto the field, and our focus shifts here to Sony Michel. And he's found the end zone twice, and now I'm guessing he's thinking, hey, let's find it 3 times.
And you got to figure from the defensive perspective, how has he gotten there twice? What are we going to do to keep him out for a 3rd time? How do we tighten things down? Because he and his offensive mates, they are really in sync right now.
Control the ball for 1 minute.
Here we go.
The Pats at the line, ready to go. And the ledger for them so far looks pretty good, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Not sure it can be much better than that. They've got to feel very good about the groove that they're in at this stage of the game.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3.
You.
On 2nd down, they'll run with White. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Now Stidham steps away to his left. And he's taken down inside the 30. The coverage may be too good that time as he breaks away for 19 with his legs and a 1st down.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
And from down in Miami, an update. It's the Dolphins that have grabbed the early lead over the Jets. Josh Rosen with 2 first-half touchdown passes.
Wow. Go Dolphins. No.
You ready?
Mike 54. Quit talking about it and bring it.
Shoot.
They'll throw on 1st down with Stidham. He'll buy some time right. Got Gordon open, completes it. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. That one goes for 24 yards.
Let's go now.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. On the ground is Michel. And he'll get him a bit closer as he's down to the 2-yard line. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half.
Let's go. 8-3.
59. You got nothing today. You got nothing.
Get it.
And they will run it with Michel. And he is into the end zone, and the touchdown record is now all his.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that can finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs.
He's one of my good fucking running backs. Well, of course I'm going to keep
Extra point try for Gostkowski. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So the drive there took 6 plays, and it was Sony Michel's touchdown scamper that polished the drive off.
That's just done every now and then. Michel, he's a powerhouse. As you can see.
Gostkowski now after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. This one taken from the 7. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Getting set to go again here. Cam Newton marches back onto the field. In second quarter, they're down big already. He's struggling as well. They've got to find something here. He's got to find something on this drive.
And sometimes you take on all that extra pressure on yourself, and maybe you have to disperse it a little bit. Lean on some other people, lean on your teammates. Find someone who can take the pressure off and get the ball in their hands for a while.
Or this, if he doesn't, this is getting out of hand, or it could get worse. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. On the ground, McCaffrey. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. Now the Patriots will use the second of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. One more time, they'll keep it on the ground. And they're going to get him down well short of the 1st, as he can only get this to the 30. The Patriots will take their 3rd and final timeout, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Here's Michael Pilardi now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. This is brought in at the 21. Now after the punt on that play, we've got a man down on the field. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break.
Michael, I'll give you my number. No, damn, I'll comment on one of your videos after this game. I'll comment on one of your videos, and I'll give you my email address. You should have my number. Oh no, I think you got in my other phone. My other phone, I don't mess around with anymore. I let that get. I never put money on that. I thought you had my new number, or my other number. Thought I gave you both of them, but no, I'll shoot. I'll give me a second, and I'll do it right now, so you can get my email, and you can email me. I don't care if people have my email. That's what it's for. channel right now, bro. I'm gonna comment real quick on one of your videos. Well, hey, let me do that during nap time. I got 7 seconds left.
Very good starting position for the Patriot offense as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Now it's Stidham, buying time to his left. And now he'll let this one go deep, back over the middle. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Things definitely getting interesting around the NFL as we begin the month of December. So let's get right to it. We'll get started down at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. And they are just about ready to head to halftime with the Dolphins on top. The Dolphins trying to pick up that elusive first win. They are 0-10 coming in, but they've got a lead as they try to hang on. From there, we'll keep the Florida theme going as we head north to check on the Jags at home in Jacksonville. And they trail in that one as it's the visiting 49ers who are out in front. 2 touchdown passes there for Jimmy Garoppolo. Lastly, let's motor up to the Motor City. See what's happening with the Lions at home at Ford Field. And that game level as they take on the visiting Arizona Cardinals. Meanwhile, our game has been a boat race. Very one-sided to this point. And for the call of the second half, let's get it back to our commentating team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
The game, Michael Crunkle,
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
I'm gonna comment on the first video. Help skateboarding trending. The first one that I come up on, I'm gonna comment. Dude, skateboards fucking hurt you, man. There's no lie. Skateboards are scary. I know. I've broken bones because of skateboards. I fucked up my knee too, skateboarding, and I'm like that. Yeah. I commented on the first video, but I will also put it up there too as well, so that way they're like people on PlayStation, they can get a hold of me as well, because there's a lot of people that message me and stuff, and like I don't check my messages on that. If it goes through my phone, then I'll know they messaged me. I still can check it and stuff. So let me pull it up on. But yeah, no, on that on the very like you'll get the notification, Michael Crunkle, on my email. Email me and I'll send you my number. I thought you had both my numbers. That's my bad. Yeah, hit me up on that email right there. cccwmarch23@gmail.com. That's my email. Yeah. Alright, let's get back to the game. You heard? And I'm coming up with my backup channel right now with a comment. This is my backup channel. I don't use it, yeah, but it's there. Just in case if anything ever happens to this channel. That's my, it's the same thing, yeah, but the first letter is capitalized rather than lowercase. Same thing. That's my backup channel. So if anything ever happens to this one, I have that one to go to. I should start posting that. I got other channels too that I should go look at. I have like 4 channels. And I got one for games, but yet I still play on this one. I play on my cop watcher. I should go and play on my gaming one, but why? Because I can just always screen record my games and I can put them over there. I can transfer them from one app. I can transfer it. So oh no, I just try to keep this one active. The more I keep this one active, the better off I am.
So here we go for half number 2. The Patriots with the lead, and they will be getting the football. This is taken at his 4. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34.
Yeah, that's all I'm going to get.
Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. They had a big first half. Now they have a chance to add to that lead here in the opening possession of the second half.
And everyone always asks about halftime adjustments, kind of the key phrase. What did you do at halftime? Well, the way they ran offense in the first half, I think they were very calm, congratulatory, but also
Rookie. Yeah, they got 104 men, and I have to keep them at less than 150 yards. That means I have to start knocking them back. I need to start knocking them back. I need to keep them at See, that's where all the yards is coming from, is kick returns. And I need to keep them at 150. Damn.
what they were saying is don't expect them to be the same on defense. They'll be the ones making the adjustments. Let's see what they do.
I need 400 with no turnovers. 375 total. I need 400 total yards with no turnovers. I might not make that 150 though. May not make that 150.
And we'll attack accordingly.
And we'll see how they attack here. The Pats at the line, ready to go. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Following the penalty, Michel, space to maneuver at the 40. And all the way down to the 25-yard line.
Let's go,
A big-time run there by Sony Michel, 46 yards. One of the reasons that this team is on this win streak, big runs like that.
When you see runs like that broken off, you know this is a team that's confident running the football. A big reason why this streak has occurred, they've come together, had a plan, and stuck to it. And when you get big-time runs like that, it makes it easier to stay with it, doesn't it?
So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. Stidham being chased out left. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but if they make them out of bounds, that does you no good.
Stidham again here on 2nd and 10. Forced out to his left. Got a man open. That's Harry. 14 yards is the pickup there and a New England 1st down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route. Drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Set, 18 Gator,
54. Watch a slant, watch a slant.
On 1st and 10, it's Stidham. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. N'Keal Harry was the intended target, but it'll be 2nd down. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Stidham. This is caught. A good display of power, but it will only get him just inside the 5 to the 4. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
I think a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker, and you've got to deliver the ball on time. Your biggest worry, ball gets tipped in the air, because if that happens, then it's fair game for the defense.
The 2nd down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3. They'll try and run for it. Here's Michel. And he's over the line and into the end zone for a Patriot score. Taking it in from 4 yards out as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. And that rushing touchdown, his 4th, puts him just one shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it. But he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
I love working Michel. He's such a good athlete.
The point after try for Gostkowski.
Like, you use it, I mean, a whole big thing. Like, what the hell?
That's going to set him back 5 yards. Gostkowski for the point after. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. A drive that time of 6 plays. And it was Sony Michel's touchdown scamper that polished the drive off. Gostkowski now after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. This will be fielded at the 6. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. The Panthers offense now, they head back on the field for their first possession of the second half.
These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
They'll try to get the running game going with McCaffrey.
I'll leave that. I saw flashing lights. Oh, the
Stand by. We're going to attempt to get a measurement.
I take it a couple people fell over. 3 people were on a boat and they ended up in the water. And they got back into the boat. So it's right up the street. But
Heavy rescue, I have you on responding. 2207.
I wouldn't make it up there by that time. Because this whole place is a beach and they ran down that way. And like, I just don't know where they at. But keep an eye on it. I'll, I'll see if I can get... Scrolling out.
Receive service ones with Marine 3, 3 members, you can't afford speech. 4 are going to be on Marine 1, 4 on heavy rescue, 2208.
Scrolling out. Dude, I wish I had a bike. If I had a bike, I would have been like, dude, I want to go to it.
That's affirmative. They do have lights on the boat. Can I see my fire red lights on yours?
Yeah, see, by the time I get down there, it'll be pointless.
That's a firm car 10. They see your red lights.
Word. Yeah, so what just happened was a boat just capsized. And
I had a fire alarm, Sunville 324, on Fair Beach. Receive com 324, you'll be responding. Stand by at Eugenia Fort Beach, 2210.
man, dude, if I had my bike, I would. If my bike was fixed, I would have been down there.
Rescue 1 from car 10. Rescue 1. Hold up where you are and head back to the station.
Yeah, see, it's safe. So, like I said, by the time if I was to walk down there. Yeah, that's the thing around here.
Car 10, that's affirmative. They're going to be on the Contender.
negative on injuries, so everybody's okay, which is a good thing. Yeah, it's no joke when the... Yeah, it's... When...
Just hold up, don't put that boat in the water just yet.
See, a lot of people come here and they rent boats. I'm not sure if that's the case or whatnot. I really don't know what's going on, but I'll update everything. I'll do what I can do. But a lot of people, they rent boats out here, and they don't know how to operate them.
Marine 1, underway with 4, 2213.
And they'll drive the boat where the waves are hitting the side of the boat. Where, yeah, like, believe it or not, we get surf that will tip that boat if you don't drive it right.
Fire alarm from Carter. Can you put the caller's phone number for somebody from the contender, the Good Samaritan vehicle? Have them call my cell phone.
Received, we'll have them reach out.
Man, I wish I could get down there. That would be badass to show y'all, but can't make it down there. So close, but so far at the same time, you know what I mean? Like, by the time I got down there, nobody would be down there. Yeah, they're alright, so that's all that matters. Everybody that was injured or whatnot is alright. Yeah, but if you want to watch videos, you can go to my channel.
Contact from firearm.
Gun.
Like, that's what happens when you live around water. People come here, never was able to experience water, and like, they don't understand that water can kill you. That water really can kill you. And yeah, I grew up on the Cape. Gonna be 40 years. And it will be 40 years in 2 years. I grew up on Cape, surrounded by this water. And the one thing I can tell you, this water can take you in 2 seconds. I've been caught in riptides. My brothers have been caught in riptides. Like my other brothers, my friends,
Rescue when you're back to quarters 2217.
like friend brothers, they've been caught in riptides. Dude, you're like, this water's no joke. And people don't understand that. Like, when you go swimming, be careful. Or boating. You don't want to anchor your boat where the waves are gonna be hitting the side. Like, I've been boating my whole life, so I know how to boat. Like, but there's people that don't know how to boat. Yeah, that capsize. It's sad to say. And like, I've even seen people who've been a captain of a boat for like a decade, and they still capsize their boats. I've been on a boat that capsized. It's not fun. Especially when you're miles out. Miles, like, you used to go like 50 miles off land. You're like, that. Just imagine swimming 50 miles. You're not making it. Well, you could make it, but I'm just I'm just glad everybody's okay. Yeah, I see whoever picked them up, they're bringing them to Lewis Bay, so they're like, that's across town, so I definitely wouldn't be making it. Dude, fucking flashing lights are going fucking off the wall around here right now. Fire trucks, cop cars, ambulances. Yeah, so the three, they were in the water for some time, and a good Samaritan is what they call boaters that bring other people in that have issues out in the water like that. They call good Samaritans, and so they're gonna meet them at Lewis Bay Harbor, and yeah, most likely they'll get transported to the hospital. Yeah, but they've been in the water for some time. They said so. Yeah, yeah, like I just hope it was 3 and not more, and only 3 came back, because that would be kind of crappy. You know, but as it seems, it. Uh, will you shut up for a second so I can speak? Goddamn scanner. If there was anybody else, if 3 made it up, they would have been able to say if there was any more people on board, but yeah, they're gonna be okay. 10-1. I'll check in and I'll let y'all know in a bit. Well, like tomorrow. I'll figure out what I figure out and let y'all know. Yeah, yeah. But I'm glad they're okay. My dad was out on his boat with his best friend. This was back in the 90s. And they were out there, and the fishing line got caught up in the prop, and it made the prop stop spinning. So my dad had the motor up, and he was clearing the line off of the prop, and a wave came and smacked the side of the boat. My dad fell over with his waders on, and my dad's best friend circled him and ended up getting to him and saving my dad. Yeah, like that water's no joke. I've gone water skiing, kneeboarding, all kinds of shit out on that ocean, and yeah, no, when you get out there, that ocean's no joke. And if you don't know the ocean, that ocean can swallow you. And you don't even know it. So I'm kind of glad that those 3 made it. I know it didn't sound like they were too far. So, but when you start getting like 50 to 70, then 100 and 120 to 300 miles away from land, that ocean gets scary. No lie, it does. Like I've been on boats many times, and I'm just glad that they're all right. Those are the 2 freedoms in the world: is being on a boat and flying. Being in a plane, knowing that you land, that's a blessing. And those are freedoms.
Ambulance 1 in Tom 324, read that direct. Read direct by both companies.
Yeah, they're okay. They just probably water shocked because the water's still pretty damn cold. Like, I'll definitely let y'all know what happened. Yeah, but yeah, like, I'm just glad that they're all okay. They didn't drown or nothing. Because capsized boats are no joke. When I was a Boy Scout, we used to have to go out middle of the pond, middle of the lake, out in the ocean, and we would have to capsize our canoes. And like figure out how to survive from that. Yeah, so like I know what it's like because we like when you have to purposely capsize a vessel, it doesn't matter. A kayak is a vessel. Anything out on the water is a vessel. As soon as that goes out and it capsizes, panic sets in, and you need to know what to do. And like, yes, I get it. A kayak and a canoe are totally different than a boat. Eh, but it's the principle. Like, dude, Lewis Bay is the hospital's right off the street. Like legit, not even a minute up the street from Lewis Bay Harbor. So isn't the other dock. So isn't the other dock, but Lewis Bay would have been quicker. Just saying. Because Lewis Bay, you go right up the street, take a left, right into the hospital. I there might have been more on the boat. There might have been more on the boat.
confirm there were only 3 souls on board. All souls accounted for. Everyone's alert. No complaints. No medical complaints.
Alright, only
Richard,
only
IS Car 1 calling Com Able to 324 and Com 310. You can clear.
alright, they
4 has a returning. 310 returning.
Cave 324, 310, thank you for your assistance. 2233.
alright, so they just confirmed there was only 3 on board. 3 were they're safe. All 3 declined medical. So all 3 made it ashore. Yeah, man. If you drive a boat, be careful out there. Those waves, they can knock you over if you don't know what you're doing.
Car 1 calling headquarters. You can move a second ambulance to the carry on. Bound row. Boat ramp.
Yeah, but either way, like, even though that, like, they don't need medical, they have to bring them to the hospital because of the simple fact that they got capsized. They were in the water for a sufficient amount of time. So they have to bring it, like, it's a medical procedure. So, like,
Ambulance 2 for fire.
Ambulance 2.
Confirming that you're going to be en route. Gary Brown boat ramp.
Received. Responding.
Unresponding 2235.
well, I guess I definitely getting the medical. I, like, honestly, like, I don't know the whole scenario. Y'all are hearing it as I'm hearing it. I'm sorry, it's kind of crappy. It's off my phone. But yeah, honestly, I'm just glad that all 3 of them made it off that capsized boat. Because that's no fun. I've been on capsized boats before. But luckily, we were closer to land where we were able to swim. But when you're 50 miles out, 50 miles is a long way to swim. Like when you can't see land. When you can't see land, that's a long way to swim. But luckily, one of the boats that I was in that capsized, there was a few other boats around that we were out with, like friends. So like when it capsized, yeah, it wasn't like we were stranded. We had other boats out with us. We had like 4 other boats. So yeah, we ended up all right, but the boat wasn't all right. uh, we weren't even that far out. Yeah, when boat capsized. Yeah, we still could see land, but we were still far enough out. Yeah, but yeah, those waves. They'll mess you up. I have some videos I on my channel and stuff, like waves coming in on the beach, and like we flood here. There's a lot of spots around here where we're below sea level. So when you're below sea level, that means you're more acceptable of flooding. We flood all, dude. We live on a beach. Yeah, that's what I say. I live on a beach. It's not even an island. It's a beach. It's nothing but sand. We're a beach.
And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. The safety, Patrick Chung, is the one who makes the stop.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Here's Newton. And that is incomplete.
If he did anything about it.
He misses yet again, and the struggles here, they look pretty uncharacteristic for him.
You're certainly right about that. Mechanics are the key right now. Feet, arm, not in sync at all. He ends up throwing that one past his receiver. That's open.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. White now to return. Nice job bringing that one back. $14 on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Offense marching back onto the field, and our focus shifts here to Sony Michel. I guess it kind of goes without saying at this point, but he's had a great game, as we like to say, a nose for the end zone, no doubt.
Continues to find it throughout this game, and I'm sure he's got a nice place to live. He might want to make an offer on the end.
It's caught inside the 25. A big play there for New England. 47 yards.
Just more of the same there, partner. Guys have just been running free in the secondary this entire game. No pass rush, a lot of passes completed. Been an easy day for him.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Off the draw, here's Michel. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
60 Pittsburgh. 54. Watch the screen. Watch the pitch.
On 2nd down, it's White. White's got a 1st down and more. And he's in. Touchdown, Patriots. James White, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon as his guys continue to pour it on. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
And that's 3 flags in one game. You know, I swear to God, they
And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5.
They're mad at me because I'm kicking their asses.
Extra point try for Gostkowski.
Saving time.
And it's no good on the PAT, so they can't add on here. And our score is going to stay right where it is. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. This is taken at the 3. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. And onto the field, here come the Panthers. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. That's a staple of this offense.
No, that was not good. That was not good. Damn it. I lost that goal. At least I'm over 400 and I have no turnovers. Damn it. Tried so hard for them not to get that, but I knew I wasn't going to make it.
Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
McCaffrey on the counter. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down. They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Here's Michael Pilardi now. He's been terrific so far. And good hustle here as this is going to be blown dead right at the 9-yard line.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt. Now the Patriots offense, they work their way back out onto the field. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? I mean, they score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, I think you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still 3rd quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
A give to Michelle running right. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Only gets 3 yards there on the heels of the 1-yard pickup. Sets up 3rd and 6. And we're back now in Charlotte. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. The Panthers turn to their nickel set here as they get ready for third down.
Watch the screen, watch the screen, watch the screen, watch the screen.
And it's Michel once again. And some room to work. 34 yards there and a first down. He's had his eyes on 7,000 career rushing yards, and with that last effort, he has hit that mark. What a career.
And that is the number to focus in on, because oftentimes we talk about where do they rank all time. We're not there yet. He's not knocking on the top 10 or the top 20, but over 7,000 yards in a career, fantastic.
The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. They'll run with Michel. Room to run again. And finally taken down at the 35-yard line. 18 big yards on that one and a New England first down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. That goes as a gain of 11 and a Patriot first down. The running game continues to be a big part of their success here early in the fourth quarter.
And with those types of runs, that tells you they feel very confident in their running game. They feel very strong at this stage of the contest, and they want to keep doing exactly what we saw there, running the ball down their throat.
He's going to have the hook up to Izzo. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
Go! 30 base. Come on. Tight end right. Tight end right. Even. 4 down. Even. Lead grip.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he gets halfway home from the 4 down to the 2-yard line. Good first step there defensively, but they're still knocking on the doorstep, so maybe another run here?
I think so. And one of my favorite coaches used to say, son, if you could darn near lay down near the end zone and get in.
And he keeps fighting his way into the end zone for a Patriot touchdown. Taking it in from 2 yards out as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. So another score there, and often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the fourth quarter. Gostkowski with the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. So that drive goes 8 plays, and it was Sony Michel's touchdown scamper that polished the drive off.
What are the stats right now? Yes, man, that blows. That's 18 over than what I needed. And it's all in that right there. That's why I need to learn how to control the... rather than scoring quick like that, I need to learn how to put the time... Like, score quick. And then... learn how to use time when I'm on the defense rather than the offense, because that defense I need a little bit more work with. But I got the offense. I got defense too, don't get me wrong. But, I could do better. Play that. None of my quarterbacks have a touchdown yet.
Gostkowski now after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. This will be taken short. And he'll be brought down at the 23.
Let me do this now before I forget. Switch up my quarterback. Let all of them
make it the 24-yard line. Now the Panthers offense, they get set to come back onto the field. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. A good pickup there on first as a screen pass gets him 8. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Now it's Newton. Quick slant, caught by Moore. And they get him down, but not before. He takes it across the 40-yard line. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. A shotgun snap for Newton. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
A 2nd down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3. Picked off by Stephon Gilmore. Past the 20. And he will not get all the way home, but he will take this back down to about the 2-yard line. He had his eyes on the end zone. He got close. At least he set the offense up nicely, but he's probably mad he didn't take that one to pay dirt.
I agree with you, and you know he's going to get teased because he didn't get it all the way into the end zone. But if they don't score now, if they don't get a touchdown, he won't just get teased. They'll be glaring at him. How'd you not score?
Suddenly it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. They'll try to run this one in. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And it'll be 2nd and goal. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Patriots with a football as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd and goal now as they look to add a few more points here onto their total. Now a carry for White. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal. Well, they've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal? They'll try to run it in. Michelle. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the 1st. Give him a couple on the run there, and now they're in that in-between area here on 4th and goal.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
They come up in an offset eye. And no hesitation about this decision here. Confidently, they're going to go for this. 4th and goal from the 3. They're running it. It's Michelle. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. And for them, this train, it just keeps rolling, doesn't it? Well on their way to yet another victory.
Yeah, it's almost a runaway, isn't it? And you just wonder how anyone could stop this. They got full momentum going, full confidence going. But it's not just their own confidence that is leading them. It's the lack of confidence against their opponents now because they see them coming and think, we've got no shot to beat this team.
Of course you have no shot of beating this team. I'm a Patriot, you know that?
So the Patriot offense stays out there, and they'll line up and go for 2. And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
I know we could sit up here and dance around it a little bit, but going for 2 in this situation, somebody doesn't like someone else. There's no doubt in my mind.
Well, what they couldn't see is you lean back in your chair and you went, I mean, yeah, that's not a good decision. They didn't get it, though.
Yeah, I don't think you can just say, well, my kicker's hurt in this spot. No, okay.
Gostkowski now, after the touchdown, he'll send this one away. This will be taken very short. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Carolina getting set to take the field. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest,
don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Curtis Samuel, the one he was looking for. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
On 2nd and 10, Newton. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Give him 15 there, and the Panthers have a first down. One last throw here for Newton. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. So this will wind up a victory for the New England Patriots. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for New England, the streak continues as they push their mark to a perfect 12-0 now on the year. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the New York Jets. Meanwhile, for Carolina, it'll be loss number 6 on the season for them. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Sorry about that. I had to send a couple quick messages out there. I just put you the fuck down and you're gonna go off. Man, we lost it by 26. Oh no, my bad. Lost it by more than that because of the ending. Because I already lost it by 5. But I got the 400 without any turnover. Yes, I multitask. Multitask. Oh no, I was supposed to rush 150 yards. I got it. So yeah, actually no, I was wrong on that. I thought I had to hold them to 150 rushing yards. My bad. I did get that. And I got the 400. And hold 200. Alright, so that's where I was confused with was the 150 because if you look at the game goals, that's where I got confused with the 150 because I had to hold them to 150 passing yards and no touchdown. And I also had to get 150 total yards in rushing. So I thought I didn't know I needed 150 in rushing. I knew I needed 150, but I thought it was total yards they're not in passing, so I get it. Yeah. I didn't even, I didn't know about the rushing.
back at the dock. 3-1, back at the dock, 23-12.
Boom, 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 boom. Dude, I want to re-sign him. I have to figure out who I want to cut off my team. And I also have to figure out who, like, all this drafting stuff, because I do all my drafting. I pick my own people. I don't let the computer do it. I do it all myself. The only thing that I simulate is all the way up to where my pick comes in. Uh, like, I don't sit there and watch every single team go through the draft. I simulate to my pick, and I go from there. I 43. I need to get more rushing though. I need at least 4 more, 5 more. 118.
A battle for division supremacy. It's the coach. This is NFL football on EA Sports. Coming up, we've got 1 versus 2 in the AFC East, as it'll be the New England Patriots taking on the New York Jets. With that, we head up to MetLife Stadium, as we'll hand it over to the two men that'll call the action, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach. Well, the holiday rush, that's in full swing in nearby Manhattan, but we've got football here 8 miles west at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the New England Patriots and the New York Jets. Hi again, everyone. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, you look at this Jets ball club. They come in playing pretty good football. Winners of 4 of their last 6 games. On the other side of the field for the visiting Patriots, they've handled all comers through the first 3 months, a perfect 12-0.
Yeah, they're 3/4 of the way to a perfect season, and now's where it really starts to get into your mind. We'll see if it affects their play in any way.
3/4 of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. This is taken at his 4. So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over. As we take a peek at Sam Darnold, the former USC Trojan and 3rd pick in the 2018 draft.
I know we were assigned this game, but let's face it, this is the one we wanted, isn't it? A chance to watch an MVP candidate perform down the stretch just 4 weeks ago. How are you feeling about his chances?
Well, I think he certainly has a shot. It's going to determine what he does and what the others around him do for these last 4 weeks. But more MVP chatter, it seems like, every year as you hit the month of December. This year's going to be no exception.
Yeah, I know he's not ranked number 1 right now, but if he plays up to his capabilities, I think he's going to win the thing.
Mike 51, Mike 51. You better be afraid of me. You better.
On 1st and 10, Darnold. The Pats are going to get there. Down he goes. A bad start there. A big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's 2nd down.
Well, we knew coming in it was going to be a long afternoon if they weren't able to hold up against this pass rush, huh?
What we didn't know was that protection was going to spring a leak on the first play from scrimmage.
Got after him right out of the gate.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 12-yard line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. It's probably a pretty good sign here on the opening drive if your guys from the secondary are coming up and spilling things in the backfield.
How about the adrenaline and aggressiveness that led his eyes to the backfield to run up there and make that tackle, setting a tone early for his defense.
I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 11, he goes down.
4th and 20. You know what that means, 420. 420. Smoke him if you got him. Hallelujah. I love smoking marijuana. Negative 10. Total yard 7. Negative 8 in passing. Negative 2 in rushing. Negative 10 altogether on offense. Alright, let's see what I do. Cheer. They got no first downs neither.
So opening drive, 3 straight runs, unable to pick up the first.
I know the fans want to see first downs, but guess what? The coaches have reasons for what they're doing. Sometimes they've scripted it, and some of these runs, while they haven't been successful now, they may be successful later on.
This will be taken at the 10. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And out will come the offense as they take over.
the double. 50 seconds, run. I got one. Go.
Stidham sets to throw on first. Escaping the pressure right. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. And the Buffet boys, the O-line, hopefully they're ready today.
Listen, you got to feed them first. But if you do, you usually get a great product out on the field. And when they play well, the quarterback can't wait to feed them afterwards.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. They'll run it here. This is James White. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
And that's the kind of run that gets everyone excited on offense. And, you know, oftentimes the guys who carry the ball are the ones in the huddle doing the chirping. Right now, I think it's the offensive line telling them, run it again. We are right there about to break a big one.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. We should mention, to go along with a great game he had last week, he was rightfully named AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
And he shares that with his offensive line, the tight end, his fullback. He's looking for more and more of that in this game.
Set, ready? 70, Indy.
On first down, Stidham. He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. Brandon Copeland came in there. Hard on the blitz and got him down 9 yards behind the line of scrimmage. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. From the gun, they run with Michelle. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
He's good. It got his man complete. Give him 32 on the play.
Let's go.
That's a great job of working the sideline right there. I love how he tracked the football the whole way. Just reached up and pulled it in. Had excellent field presence to understand where he was in order to make that play happen.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Running out of the gun with White. Fights loose. And he's going to get this inside the 30. That'll be a New England first down, a gain of 12.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
Now a first down carry. It's Michelle. And he's got some space here. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
And they didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line.
And he is in. Touchdown, New England. A 3-yard touchdown run as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
Extra point good by Gostkowski. And it's now a 7-0 game. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And it was Sony Michel's touchdown scamper that polished the drive off. Gostkowski now after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. And New York set to take the field. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion. Guys a little bit jumpy.
But you do.
Oh, you understand the same way. It's just like us calling one, right? Making sure we ease into the game, let it come to us.
Well, you went 3 and out.
And now they have that opportunity.
No, you didn't go 3 and out. I went 3 and out on that first drive. I'll try to do better here. Back to throw, Darnold. It's caught by Quincy Enunwa. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. That's good for a Jet first down, a gain of 13. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
Now a play fake here on first down. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32.
It's just me and you.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
Nice hit, boy.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. An extra corner comes on now for the Patriots D on 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Darnold. And he's got the hook up to Moore. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th. Well, they tried to swing it out left into the flat, complete, but really nice open field tackling.
And they played that one like a great boxer. They were on their toes on that one. They weren't back on their heels reacting to the play. No, they saw it, came right for it, and made a nice tackle for lost yardage.
Here's Brian Anger now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. This will be fielded at the 17. Nearly a huge return, as it is still a very good one. 24 yards. The Patriot offense heading back out as we take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC. And for them, it's no longer a question of will they make the playoffs. They've clinched the division title. The question, can they hold on to that number 1 seed?
And this is where the mental fortitude comes to play, doesn't it? Because now you're not just the coach talking about it, his team talking about it to each other, supporting each other, carrying each other along, because having that number 1 seed means everything in the NFL.
It does, sir. Even though the division title's clinched, shouldn't take the foot off the gas.
No, not at all. Play it all the way through, and I think we've seen that in recent years in the NFL. The teams that play and play to win each and every game, they're the ones to deal with in the playoffs. As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a first down with a nice throw.
Come on, set.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Coming to you, coming to you.
They defer to White out of the shotgun. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on first down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
Flushed out right. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's third down.
He kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
They come up now, 3rd and 5, following the incomplete pass. Looking to throw. Open man is Gordon, complete. And he's out of bounds, almost gets to the 10. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, he was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice first down.
Yeah, everybody, if you ever watches this, go to Michael Blanco's retrieve Twitter. He does good work.
60 outlaw.
On first down, Michelle. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Patriot touchdown. Sony Michel with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Patriots, they add on to their lead. He's having a nice little game. Maybe already has an eye on that 3rd touchdown.
And how about what our producer, Christian McLeod, likes to say when they've scored touchdowns like this? He's put a tent up in Touchdown City.
The point after try for Gostkowski.
When it comes halftime, I will go look at it.
And it's good to make it 14-0. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And it was Sony Michel's touchdown scamper that polished the drive off. Gostkowski now, after the touchdown, he'll send this one away. This one taken from the 7. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. So we take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC as the Jets come back out on offense. And I tell you, 4 weeks still to go, and everything is wide open, and it's fun.
And I know we always talk about, well, if the playoffs were to begin today, and then we kind of go, okay, but they're not. Let's see how it plays out. Wouldn't it be fun to play with this playoff lineup right now? Because to me, just about anyone can win this whole thing out of this grouping we currently have. And by the time we get there, it may look entirely different.
Darnold going to lead the Jets up now, 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. A run there on first down and a pretty good one at 5 yards, so make it 2nd and 5. Dante Hightower on the stop.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for defense, because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Jets first down.
52. Cut.
They'll run on first down. It's Moore, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.
Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
Hey, here we go.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. Third and 15 here after the first and second down plays went in the wrong direction. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
And what did we talk with them about prior to the game? Their ability to move the chains, pick up first downs. So far, 0 for 3 on third down. If that continues, they'll have little chance of winning this one.
Here's Brian Anger now as he's on to punt for New York. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down close to the goal line at the 1-yard line. Amazing. Perfectly placed. If that ball goes 1 extra yard, maybe not even an extra yard, the starting point is the 20.
So there is a reason that a lot of punters are also excellent golfers. They know distance control. You know what else they have? Same groove motion over and over. Once they have that down, it repeats under pressure.
The Pats at the line, ready to go. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here that could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
Let's go. 60 Pittsburgh. 57 to mine. Watch the curl. Watch the curl. Watch the curl. Deep river.
On the draw, here's White. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled.
Let's go, baby.
18 big yards on that one, and a New England first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They'll set up a throw. They'll roll him out right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. A big play there just before halftime. 56 yards.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
They come out here in the eye. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line. Now the Patriots will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. From the 2 now, second and goal. Michelle going to try again. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up third down. The Patriots will take their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. Now from back at the 5, this is third and goal.
Hey, let's get that ball, dude. Let's get that ball right here.
Now Michelle. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. It'll be a gain of 3 on what should be the final play of this first half. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, let's get to some of these scores around the NFL here in a busy Week 14. We'll start with an AFC East battle down in South Florida. Buffalo at Miami. And they are just about ready to head to halftime with the Dolphins on top. The Dolphins keep plugging away. Could this be the week after 11 straight losses to start the year? Next, we'll take the trip north to the Steel City to check on the Steelers at home in Pittsburgh. And they've got the lead in that one over the visiting Baltimore Ravens. James Conner, 3 touchdown runs. Lastly, let's head up to the Twin Cities to check in on the Vikings at home in Minneapolis. And they trail in that ball game to the visiting Seattle Seahawks. Russell Wilson has thrown a touchdown pass. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. So here we go for half number 2. The Patriots with the lead, and they will be getting the football. This one fielded at the 5. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. Offense marching back onto the field, and our focus shifts here to Sony Michel. And we get a glance here, Charles, at his 2 touchdown runs.
And, partner, have you ever noticed that when someone scores a second time, they have a little bit of extra pep in their step? It's always, they're always fired up to score. But when you get in twice, it's almost like they're thinking, this could be the start of something really big.
Then you want number 3, right?
Oh, without a doubt. Go get it.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It'll be a Patriot first down on a pickup of 16. For a lot of people, MVP award means a quarterback award usually, but over 100 yards again last week. They're going to have to look his way more than once when giving out this award this season, I think.
Yeah, it's not just the consistency. It's been some plays that we've seen where we talk about it for weeks thereafter. That's what we're getting out of him. Over 100 yards last week. Expects to continue that in this game, too.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. He'll look to throw. Rolling to his right. There goes a deep ball. End zone. And nearly picked it off. He had a chance to come down with that in the end zone, but it'll wind up just being incomplete.
Set. 30 base.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. Sliding out of the pocket. Catch is made by Harry. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Now it looks like we've got a Patriot down, slow to get up. We'll check on his status when we get back. So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 27. First down, here's White. And some space here. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Trying to pound it in here with Michelle. And he keeps fighting his way into the end zone for a Patriot touchdown. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Patriots, they add on to their lead. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
Gostkowski for the point after. Oh, he pulled it right. It's no good. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. This is taken at his 4. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Now whistles, and we've got a man down. A man down here following the kickoff. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. So far, they've had 3 drives, 3 punts. Not good.
Not good indeed, because you've got to have something to show for being out on the field. Now, sometimes, if you have a game where neither side has scored, 3 punts isn't a bad thing. But when you're trying to set the pace, get up on top in a game, you've got to show better offense and find a way to put some points on the board.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
But these guys are going to chop into that deficit. They're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Darnold from the gun. He's got Herndon, his tight end. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's fourth down.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, the big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
Here's Brian Anger now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And we'll see what he can do on the return. A 48-yard punt. Seven on the return. Offense marching back onto the field, and our focus shifts here to Sony Michel. He's had a touchdown for every quarter so far. 3 here in the third, and probably hoping he's not done yet.
And this is a situation where it's okay to be greedy. When you've already scored 3 times, you want 4, you want more than that, and guess what? That only helps your team.
Yeah, so far 3, now in search of 4.
Ready, ready. 50 seconds to Mike. Oh, here we go. Oh. Let's go.
They begin with Michel on the ground. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
Yeah, another good run there. He's been such a big part of their success here this afternoon. And that last carry, it puts him over 100 yards now for the day.
That's why you saw me do a stupid play like that. Now I have to get one more first down, and then I can just play my game.
On the ready.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Everyone's got 4.
On the ground, Michel. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
18 Gator. Check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Man out.
And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. This defense trying to do its part, active hands on that play, but their offense hasn't given them much to work with.
So they're not going to worry about it. On their side of the ball, all they're concerned about, can they create some scoring opportunities and help out that offense?
He can run for it, and he will. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
Under the category of obvious, you hate giving up a first down on 3rd and long. And somehow he finds his way downfield and picks it up.
Yeah, if you look at the coverage defensively, oh, this is great, but no one accounted for him at the quarterback spot.
At some point, you actually have to tackle him and get him on the ground short of the first down marker.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. They'll run it. This is Michel. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
91. Mike 54.
Again, it's Michel. And oh, he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
Now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Now Etling. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. The linebacker C.J. Mosley there in coverage. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. On the ground, this is Michel. And here he'll get it down to the 7. It'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves him with 5 more. 3rd and 5 now. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. They'll keep it on the ground. Michel, and he's in. Touchdown, Patriots. Taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Patriots, they add on to their lead.
And this is the kind of day a running back dreams of. They keep handing him the ball, and he keeps taking it in for touchdowns.
Extra point try for Gostkowski. And that stretches the lead to 27. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And it was Sony Michel's touchdown scamper that polished the drive off. Gostkowski now after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. This one taken from the 7. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
2nd and 10 now from the 27. Here's Darnold. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. And that one not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this 3rd quarter of play. Back now here on EA Sports. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. Here's Brian Anger now. As he's on for the 5th time here today. And this will do the job nicely as that'll be out of bounds just inside the 10-yard line. So well done there. And these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
Ready to break.
The Pats at the line, ready to go. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I enjoy.
We share that.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones, and it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be...
It's a foot race. He's at the 30, 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, New England. Sony Michel, 89 yards, as his guys continue to pour it on. So what was already a game to remember becomes even more so as that touchdown run, a lengthy one, takes him over 200 yards now for the game.
And I love the fact that to get over 200, it took a pretty good sprint, didn't it? I mean, a lot of times you get 1 or 2 yards and oh, he's over 200 yards. But that really put an exclamation point on the game he's having. Fantastic. A lot of fun to watch.
Gostkowski the extra point, and the lead will swell by 1 more. So 2 plays on that scoring drive. That's how they drew it up. And the long run into the end zone, and what a run it was. Gostkowski now after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. This fielded at the 2. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there. And right now, these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
Darnold going to lead the Jets up now, 1st and 10 at their own 22. Herndon's got it complete. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11. To throw is Darnold. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. He was trying to find his tight end, Chris Herndon, and it's 3rd down.
Watch Mike. I'm coming. We got double tight.
Darnold now to throw. Open man is Anderson. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A very well-executed play. It goes for 29 yards. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a 1st down.
17 yards for the Jets there as they've got themselves a 1st down.
Nice game there, partner, but you and I both know that won't do anything for the final score. They're not going to win this one. Right now, they're playing for pride and fantasy points.
And just to erase that goose egg, nobody wants to be shut out. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Again, Darnold. To the right side, and he's got more complete. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Another pass attempt, another incompletion. You figure defensively, you're in the 4th quarter here. You've held a team under 100 yards passing. You've done your job.
Especially in today's NFL, which is truly a pass-first league.
Throw complete to Herndon. Disaster there, resulting in a loss of 7 on 3rd down.
Well, that wasn't exactly a thing of beauty. I know they completed the pass, but look at the yardage lost. I mean, who does that make happy?
That's why I don't play in PPR points per reception fantasy leagues right there.
You'd be really
You don't deserve
upset,
anything
right?
for that.
But you get credit for it? Is that how that works?
Yeah.
Well, I know whoever has this team's defense, they were happy about that play.
Well, it's a Pyrrhic victory at best, but, Charles, no team wants to get shut out, so it's hard to blame them for taking the 3 there.
You can't blame them one bit. It hasn't been the best performance, that's for darn sure. But there is something to be said for fighting to avoid the goose egg, and they're at least trying to finish out strong.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Offense marching back onto the field, and our focus shifts here to Sony Michel. He is north of 200 yards. Any time that you can say you're north of 200 yards, you've done something right.
Yeah, you're going to get some big check marks on your grade sheet, and you're going to be in heavy rotation on all the highlight shows, and you might even make a magazine cover or two.
He's hoping for more, the cherry on top maybe, as this game goes forward. This drive starts out on the ground with Michel. He finds an opening past the 40. And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. And all the way in. Touchdown, New England. Sony Michel, 75 yards, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Not a whole lot to recap on that drive. Just one play, 75 yards to the house.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. And remember, rarely is it a straight line 75 yards, too. Got to have a little extra in there. So whatever the final number is, a well-deserved seat on the bench, a little oxygen if he wants it as well.
Gostkowski with the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. One of the shortest drives you'll ever see. One play, 75 yards, 6 points. Gostkowski now after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. This fielded at the 2. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line.
Let's go.
And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. Now Darnold. Wesco, the tight end, making the catch. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. The Jets on 3rd down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Anger is on to punt, and he gets this one away. This is taken at the 15. It's a nifty return of 29 yards. And the Patriots take over. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. We've got a lopsided game here. I don't know, Charles, what does the handbook say that we discuss when we've got a game like this in the fourth quarter?
Hold on a second. Let me thumb to the proper page on that. Know what it says?
What?
Let's discuss how we got here. This is a dominant performance.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Patriots with a football as we get you reset. They've got a second down now as they look to salt this one away. He'll buy some time right. Now he's going to, and that's caught inside the 30. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. It's a gain of 34. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles, that certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long, and I would say that going along with that has been confidence. Because even if they had the right coverage, they've still dented them, and now it's been a real issue for them during this game.
And they'll get this down to the 10. Add this gain to the last one, and they move the ball over 50 yards in 2 plays.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. They're still throwing the football here. Now, obviously, the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
I guess you're right. If they can get some first downs, just as good as running the football. They've been so good on third down all day long. Can they convert another here on third and goal? On third down, a run from White. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. Losing 4 yards that time, and now it's fourth down.
Brandon, at some point, these defenders absolutely have to say, we've just got to make a stand. We've had enough of this.
Giving up a lot of points in this game, but looked better on that play. The offense stays out there. A big challenge here from this far back, but they're going for it on fourth and goal. Here we go with Michelle. And this is going to come up well short as they stop him on fourth down. The Patriots come up empty on fourth down. And the Jets are going to get the football back. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at
pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. Darnold and the Jets come up third and long following the sack. One last throw now for Darnold. And that is going to be a safety. Things are just going from bad to worse now. It's a safety that does him in here, and that is one frustrated offensive unit.
They can't get out from under their own shadow right now. I mean, I know this is the NFL, but could you imagine a college crowd right now? Imagine what they'd be doing. They'd be chanting, start the bus, because they think this one is over.
After the safety, remember, they also need to give up the football, and here's the free kick. And it's taken in at the 9.
That's it, baby. We're going to work.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Patriots, the streak lives as they move to 13-0 now on the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Jets, it's a potentially fatal blow to their playoff chances as they drop to 6-7 on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
Everybody knows Jets are good with air attack, so throwing the ball, that's really not a good thing to do with the Jets. So you run the shit out of them. Like, there's games like the Dolphins, I will throw the ball, and the Dolphins won't be able to get me. Yeah, see, I didn't know those goals. I didn't look. I need to look before the games and see what the goals are. Y'all have a good night. Yeah, yeah.